Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another session. We're excited to have a new member and new guest here with us as we talk about standards and expanding internationally into new countries. Today, we have Anthony Percaccio with us. He's with MPAC in Ontario. Anthony's currently the Director of Architecture and Information Systems with Revenue Services. He's also a great contributor to our work group. So thank you for being here, Anthony. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your organization?
Sure. Thanks, Sam. Thanks for having me here. I work for MPAC. MPAC is the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation, and we're essentially Ontario's property expert, responsible for assessing and classifying each of Ontario's 5.5 million properties, with an estimated tax base of approximately $3 trillion Canadian. We are the largest assessment organization in North America. With the vast amount of data we collect and manage each day, it's used for more than just determining property values for taxation. Insights and services to taxpayers and the almost 500 municipalities in Ontario and the government of Ontario as well. It is also used by banks, insurance companies, and the real estate industry to inform key business decisions and meet customer needs across Canada. A little bit about myself. As you've mentioned, I am currently the Director of Architecture and Information Systems. My team prepares all commercial products and services to support the expansion of business development, representing 5 key verticals. The 5 key verticals are financial, so the financial institutions, property and casualty insurance, e-commerce, customer ad hoc products, and of course, real estate. I'm also the architect of MPAC's automated valuation model, or AVM. It's an accurate real-time estimate of market value with coverage of nearly 10 million residential properties across Canada. And it's been around for almost 20 years.
So you've got a large background, a wide range of services that you've worked in the real estate industry, but you're an assessment company. And traditionally, a lot of folks thought of RESO and its standards as MLS related, as broker related, really that organized real estate portion of the industry. Why is an assessment company interested in expanding usage of RESO standards in your area?
Great question, Sam. Real estate represents the largest portion of MPAC's commercial revenue. MPAC is a not-for-profit organization, and our commercial revenue offsets the levies to all of our 444 municipalities. And while we have one of the most robust or detailed databases perhaps in the world, our custom reports and APIs help real estate professionals attract new clients and support property sales transactions through data insights and market intelligence. But how useful is the data if everyone using it, such as the MLS, the agents, the tech companies, speak a different data language? So this is exactly where data standards come into play and why we recently became a member of the Real Estate Standards Organization. Your organization governs how data flows in the real estate industry. It's really a natural progression or part of our evolution as a data-driven organization to work with RESO and adopt these standards. And it will actually play a critical role in making quality, reliable property data available anytime. In fact, back in 2019, MPAC achieved another certification, our ISO 27001, another international recognized standard. But that speaks more to our commitment to the highest standards of information security practices. Becoming a technology partner with RESO is another evolutionary step in MPAC's ongoing data journey. Working with other RESO member organizations in the US and from around the world, we're now taking a lead role in developing and implementing standards designed to enhance the consistency and accuracy of property information. We're applying the concepts of standardization and transparency to everything we do at MPAC.
So, Anthony, at RESO, we're working with organizations in multiple countries. We just started working with Lordea, which is a company working with AMPI in Mexico. It's a large trade organization similar to a realtor organization. And they're looking to bring the data dictionary to Mexico's listing databases so they can integrate with MLSs in the US, the databases in the Southeast and Southwest, where there may be overlapping markets. When you look to bring the data dictionary to Canada, what do the players look like in that process? What is the progress you need to see to be able to bring that uniformity to all the technology companies that you work with?
That's another great question, Sam. RESO's data dictionary is the real estate industry's universal language for data. When it comes to property data, standardization is about making sure one organization uses the same terminology as another, with the ultimate goal of making technology easier to use and more efficient for the real estate industry. At MPAC, we knew that many of our partners in the industry, such as the Canadian Real Estate Association and the Toronto Real Estate Board, Regional Real Estate Board, were starting to look at standardizing property data. For example, making sure we all mean the same thing when we refer to common elements such as square footage. Is that the building area? Is that the total area above grade? This is just one example. But clearly the RESO data dictionary defines that as above grade finished area. Creating data standards is about being able to exchange data between different systems used by different companies. So no matter who accesses it, the meaning and quality of the data is always the same. Based on this collaboration with RESO and the data dictionary usage, we were also able to develop new data reports and insights that allow the real estate industry and other commercial clients to understand more details on property. In fact, we've already started to reference RESO in our dialogue with our customers, and we're actually developing a property tax API report based on the RESO standard. We can also help expand the data dictionary for unique Canadian features, including property assessment and related data and enumerations, such as adding perhaps building permit data, or more importantly, add a third language, French. It's really just the beginning.
And that's really the theme at RESO right now, is expansion being valuable to more than just who we traditionally have as our membership, but also new interesting companies that may come in and be looking for a way to say they've got that badge of excellence in their data. So you're an assessment company, not traditionally the kind of organization we would certify at RESO or that we would have adopting the standards. What do you see in that expansion? What kinds of companies might be coming into play that would be looking to use the RESO standards in their data sets and potentially even be certified in the future?
It's another good question, Sam. RESO creates open standards that drive innovation in real estate technology. And the member organizations work together to develop and implement these standards to create efficiencies for real estate customers. The opportunities are really endless. Collaboration will actually fuel innovation in this sector. MPAC's sound approach to data architecture meant that we were already in good shape to be at the table with other RESO members. And our journey doesn't stop here. We are committed to actually being an active and contributing member. We're also proud to be Canadian trailblazers as the assessment jurisdiction, the only one with RESO membership. We are currently pursuing our RESO JSON payload certification for data exchange, which will formally establish MPAC as being fully interoperable with other MLS tools. MPAC will continue to contribute to the expansion of the public record data into other areas of property assessment and taxation, really our subject matter expertise, by adding new fields and enumerations that currently are not part of the data dictionary, such as separate building floor areas or condominium details such as lockers, and of course, the AVMs that I mentioned earlier. Now that MPAC is in the picture with RESO, we're helping open up other ways for other Canadian organizations to align with the data standards, such as the appraisers, the appraisal management companies, property and casualty insurance companies, the financial institutions, as well as other technology companies.
And let's get into something specific, slightly different than the data dictionary as well, because a lot of organizations have looked at the Universal Property Identifier, or UPI, and said, that's a great tool for the United States as a starting point. And we know we have large data access companies. We've got MLS-related vendors who are using the UPI in their systems right now. But we've also had interest from international organizations. Fibri, which is a blockchain-related organization in Europe, has adopted the model in some of the work that they're doing, and they really see that as an international model. You've looked at that on the Canadian side as well, and we're working toward a model to expand that utility into Canada. Can you talk about what that looks like and where that utility is for people in Canada?
Sure. And I've really enjoyed being part of that group. We're actively contributing to that expansion and development of the Canadian component of the UPI, or Universal Property Identifier, a model to accurately identify properties. Real estate is extremely local by nature, and we have so much data, vast amounts of data that are granular. And, we're happy to collaborate with others to make sure our data and other data can be used to help today's real estate consumers. real estate's all about location. And the better we can identify properties across organizations or industries, the better we can combat any inaccuracies and ultimately tackle some sort of fraud that may be occurring in the marketplace. So the UPI structure, as we've reviewed it, is really sound as it is. The only thing that we have recommended to basically include was more of that Canadian flavor by incorporating the FIPS equivalent from the Canadian side, which is Statistics Canada's Census Division and Census Subdivision codes, as well as it gets into the assessment side with adding in the unique identifiers from the assessment industries or assessment jurisdictions, namely the assessment roll number and real property identification flags. So really, Sam, this is a really good, UPI is a really good model already as it stands. And we're excited to be part of expanding that into the Canadian landscape.
Well, for those of you who are interested, we'll be having work groups this week for the UPI, for data dictionary, certification talk during the transport meeting. So you'll get a chance to really dig in on these topics, and Anthony will be there at a lot of these meetings with us. So we're excited about having more international partners to continue expanding the standards. Also very grateful for the work that you do, like so many volunteers who work with us in our work groups month to month throughout the year. So thank you for your time, Anthony, and we're excited to move forward with you.
Thanks, Sam, and I appreciate the opportunity to have this discussion.